We got a dance stage in the backyard. That's my future office. All right, June 10th. Guess what? We decided to change this shed location, the office, to right here. Had to get reapproval from the HOA and the city. Hopefully, this is a good choice. There's a few reasons, but we're gonna attempt to do it. We are gonna frame this and then put the foundation down. All right, pro tip number one. Don't leave your treated wood and lumber, any lumber outside for more than a day or two. This has been out here for probably a month, and it's got so warped that now I'm having to twist this thing to match it up and be flush. No bueno. I have no idea if this is gonna work. I think it will. I don't see why it wouldn't. I buried these a little bit into the ground. I'm just starting with the concrete blocks. Got these at Home Depot, $1.50 each, I think. My plan is to keep this as low to the ground as possible, low profile. Since it's an office shed, you know, I don't want it to be, I don't need to crawl under it. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
Jessica and I have an iPad that they just set up.
Now we're digging around all the blocks. Okay. I don't know what day this is, but I had a slight fever today, but feeling a little better. So I lowered this. I had tipped it up to get all those blocks level. Tipped the frame down. I squared it up, measured from corner to corner, and got it to be equal distant. And now I'm going to put the joists in. Well, that's probably the hardest thing. I hope that's the hardest part. Getting the foundation down. Ooh, I am so hot. That was so hard to try to get that all level. I really wanted to spend the time to get that as level as possible. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna put some joist hangers. I already nailed there, screwed some ends in. You can see I distributed the weight with these $1.40, $1.50 cement blocks. It was hard to dig the hole. I didn't want it to be raised above the ground. I wanted it to be flush as possible without touching. So I got about an inch clearance roughly. I think we're ready to build the walls. Actually, need to put the plywood down the flooring. Hot off the press. I don't know how this happened. I just realized my shed is not oriented the right way. I did all this work, lined up all the pavers. It actually needs to rotate. This is 10 feet, it needs to be 12 feet wide. I totally screwed something up in my head. And now, after all this work of digging and making everything perfectly level, I have to twist it and it's not gonna line up. So I gotta redo a whole crap load. Okay, after I got done being so darn upset, after I got darn upset, I was so mad. We're just gonna have to suck it up. It's like a whole day's work, probably 6 to 8 hours for me. Henry helped me dig up the old ones, and we put down the new ones in the right positions. We're gonna redig it. All right, day 524 it feels like, but we are finished with take number 2 of 2. Look at this. Guess what? We switched the orientation. What a pain. Probably 8 hours of work I've spent. But it's completely level again, and it is completely square. Again, I measured from opposite corners and I get 187.5 inches. 10 by 12 shed, 12 feet by 10 feet. Right there. All right, time for the underlayment or the floor. I got the plywood. Just letting you know, this is June 2021. For a 1 4x8 sheet of plywood, it cost at Home Depot $78. What? $78 for one 4x8 sheet, so I had to buy 4 of them to make this work. All right, see you on the next step. Working on the shed this morning, Saturday morning. Guess where we're at? We're putting the underlayment, the floor down.
Yep.
And Henry's helping. And Eli is managing. What's up, Mr. Manager? He's our construction site manager. He's just telling us what to do. All right, we got our sheets of plywood. We're gonna alternate them, and then we're gonna cut some small sections for the holes there. We're gonna actually use some liquid nails glue for the subfloor. Like that. That was for YouTube. Someone said that's a good idea. Do that, and then also screw it down. See you on the next step. Got a dance stage in the backyard. All right, guys. Thanks to the help of Eli, and not really Jet this time, but we got the back wall built. We're gonna do the other 3 and stand it up. Right there. We got the base done. We're building some walls over here. Jet, you like the office so far? Pretty cool. Just for the walls today, we spent $700. This price of lumber's killing me. I'm customizing a part of it here from the plan that I got. They're gonna do a dance show for me for Father's Day, but I decided...
Happy Father's Day!
Thank you. I decided to put a patio door in here, so this wall right now is laying down. It's gonna stand up. This is the front. So this side over here, this is all gonna be siding on the side of the shed. This middle will be the actual sliding door, and then I'll have one window over here. So apparently, I think some plans I read, if you keep everything, all the windows on one corner and one side, then if you want to put a TV or other things, use the wall space, you can. I don't want too many windows. I do want it to be lots of daylight, but I don't want too many for the sound. I want to try to make it as soundproof as possible. So we'll see. I'm just gonna measure some of these boards out and see what happens. Oh, my favorite song. Wow. Quick video. Guess where we are? What step? Bam! We just stood the walls up. That's right. We changed the design. We're putting a giant patio door right there. So it'll be full glass. That corner and the whole side will have no windows, and then we'll have one giant window right here. It's gonna have a lean-to roof, so taller in the front, shorter in the back. We'll put an AC unit in the wall back there, dig some electrical over to the main breaker of the house. We're ready to start closing this baby up. Okay, it's been a little while since I've recorded anything, but I think the last time I showed I had the walls up. Now I've got the rafters up. So we're moving right along. I did buy some OSB plywood stuff for the top. It's actually got a barrier in it, so I'm gonna put the plywood on top, or OSB next. Do the walls. I got the window cut out, a huge sliding glass door. Hopefully that doesn't let too much noise in. We'll see. And I'm gonna put an air conditioning unit in the back there. Dig the electrical trench, 18 inches, I think. I need to go down deep. But I'm gonna cover this with a tarp to keep it dry because we're going on vacation for a few days. All right, we are on the step where we're gonna put the sheathing on the roof. This plywood I've got is technically a weather barrier system, WBS. And this is forest field from Georgia Pacific. You can see it's, 4 foot by 8 foot sheet. $53 at Home Depot right now in 2021, and regular on the back. So this is basically, you have a tape that goes over the seams. We'll show you that in a little bit. I have, guess how many sheets? Total of 19 sheets, basically $1,000 sitting right here in the garage. It's so expensive. We're gonna do the roof, all 4 sides. Hopefully I don't mess up any cuts and waste it. Here we go. Here we go. We got the first 4x8 sheet, and then I cut one 4x4. Lining it up to the studs. I gotta measure my overhang on both sides, center it. I'm following a plan from shedplans.org. pretty cool. Really cheap, and it's very detailed. I like it. So I'm gonna try to put these all the way across, stagger them how they show me to stagger them, and we'll have the roof done. All right, just where the seams are, we're gonna put some of this tape. This is the yellows for the roof. It's premium. We're gonna go up the seam and we're gonna come across the seams to give this. Unfortunately, it rained last night before we could tape it. It got too wet, but hopefully one day didn't ruin it. Quick video to show the seams that we taped. That didn't take long at all. Tape is extremely sticky, so be careful. Ooh, it is hot today, muggy. Guess what? We got the walls up. Got a little piece to finish up there. We got our giant sliding glass window, and then I just need to finish this wall with the window, but we're making good progress today. All right, it's 9 p.m. Got this wall done. Took me probably 2 hours. I had to, measure twice and cut once. I messed up one little one, but I think it's okay. I spliced those two together. I really don't think it matters. Technically, those are small and they're up and down. Those are all horizontal just to be able to hit the studs easier. Debating on the other sides, I might go vertical with them. I don't think it really matters. I did try to space them an eighth of an inch apart, and I need to put some tape on there and I'll be done. Eli's putting in some boards here. Here we go. It's time to install the window. Let's see if we can make it fit in there. Sorry about the green pool. We're working on shocking it, but we're going to see how this goes. Well, we did it. We got the window in. We got the sliding glass door. It was pretty level. I did one little shim in the corner, but otherwise, I think it was level enough. Pretty good. I tweaked it a little so the door closed really well. I don't know, I'm hoping that tape seals it completely. It's supposed to, but I didn't put any other special flashing. I did use a little rubber seal around the inside, but it didn't seem to really be touching anything. All right, I got this little 5,000 BTU air conditioner, right? Walmart, I think. It's pretty, it's actually electric instead of just a dial. It's really small though, and I'm trying to put it in this studio office shed I'm building. I'm gonna put it in the wall right up here. The problem I'm having though, so I'm gonna basically build a square out there. The problem I'm having though is I have to make sure all this is outside because I don't want to block this, and I want to be able to seal it from the outside. So I'm really struggling. I hope this helps some of you. And those legs down there are tricky too because I can't just put a 2x4 right there. So I'm gonna cut my hole and kind of see if I can finagle something together. Okay, so it was so much easier since I hadn't built the wall out. It was very easy. Once I placed it in there, then I could figure out where I needed to place boards. I used this 2x4, fit perfectly back here. What I did is right now this is literally stuck with just that one single in that top bracket that you get when you buy this. So I put a 1x2 back here, screwed it in from that side. It's perfect. I leaned it down just a little so that it would drip any water out the back. It works great. It's very solid. I'll have room for my drywall on the sides, but it's more or less, I think, placing it in there, and then I was able to figure out where to kind of cut some boards to be able to build the brace enough for it to be sturdy. But this thing's not moving. I'm happy with it. Hope you guys can figure your own AC out in your own wall. Okay, we got the drip edge up. Now I'm putting this tape over it. That came with this plywood, or I had to buy separately. But your drip edge, I recommend doing some corners, bending it. And then I did some seams along here. I'm screwing this down. Normally you nail it because there's a board underneath. I'm calling it a fascia board. It's like a trim board. But we're getting closer, and it's so hot today. It's time for the roof. The installation of the shingles. And the boys are helping me out today. It's so hot.
It's actually kind of cold.
We kind of want to jump in that pool.
No, pool's too cold.
So you want a 5-inch reveal on shingles. And we're just doing a quick tape measure. It's easier just to make sure we've got it squared up so when we get to the top here, it's as straight as possible. We finished the shingles on the roof. And now I had to search some YouTube videos. I hope this helps you guys, but I ended up putting the drip edge on the front edge, on the, I guess, the gable edges as well, and then the bottom edge. And then I laid the shingles over top, but this doesn't have a way to seal this final row of shingles. So I bought this ridge cap, essentially flashing. It's pretty thick on the overlap of the top. I'm just gonna lay it over top, and you don't really see that white. I really wanted white, but I'll have to paint it. And I put some tar down underneath and was fasten that on. That should seal all this really good. Okay, we gotta dig an 18-inch deep trench. Gone down 16 just to start. I'm trying to see if I need to rent a trencher. I've got the lines all marked. We're gonna try this without renting the trencher, see how it goes. All right, since I spent an hour and it's gonna take me literally all day to dig 18 inches or more, I went and rented it, 150 bucks. We'll see if this does the trick to go down 18 inches.
Okay, we're trenching it. It's freaking like 100 freaking degrees out here, dude. Cool. Okay.
We got the siding started. We're doing the hardy board, fiber cement. We did not use a nail gun. This stuff cuts easier than I thought. I bought a special blade with less teeth. Nailing it into the studs, an inch down. It has a 7-inch reveal. And so far so good. We did use a couple pilot holes in the corners. It's helping for it not to crack. So far so good. We'll paint it up. I did go all the way down low. I know that's not up to specs from manufacturer, but I wanted it to cover everything. I think it looks good. All right, we're on the next step, which is putting the siding up. Look at that. We're gonna cover this with trim on the edges. I'm gonna go around the door, around the window on the other side. We went all the way up and put a trim piece up there. And it's not been too bad. We've had to do some cutting and adjusting around the windows, but all in all, I think it's looking pretty good. We're gonna paint it. It's already primed. This is James Hardy board. We put our window flashing up here. Should have probably caulked it. I forgot to. I think I did the window. But honestly, that's tight. I can't imagine. Maybe I'll just caulk around the edges.
Oh, you did the window.
We're good. Time for the trim. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I put a thin layer of liquid nails on this board, just trying to seal them together as tight as possible. And then obviously we'll paint and that'll help seal it, but putting some nails in there every couple feet. I put the trim around the window and the door. I did put some caulk in there. I put some expanding foam in the window because there was a huge channel with a bunch of open space. So it's coming along. You do have to put some wood shims or sometimes different material to try to get it to be flush. I guess this is where you have to get creative and artistic to try to get everything to line up and look good. It's not perfect, but hopefully when I paint, it'll be better. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. I've got to put some trim across the top and we're almost done. The electrical is stubbed out, by the way. I paid someone $1,600 to put some run all the electrical inside, as well as lay the line, and I think we use 6 gauge from about 50 feet from the shed to the house. But I've just got 5 outlets in the wall. I've got a couple of GFI outlets outside, a spotlight out there, and then a ceiling fan and 4 LED lights. Okay, what are we doing right now, Willow?
We are doing the shed. Like always.
What's this stuff called that we're putting up here?
I have no idea.
Baby. This is insulation, mineral wool insulation to be specific. Fitting it right in here between the 2x4s. What's this help with, Willow? Any idea?
What? The walls.
What is it? Why would we put this in there?
So, I have no idea.
Keep it warm and stuff.
It keeps it cool when it's hot outside, and it keeps it warm when it's cold outside. It's called insulation, Willow. And also, it helps the sound. So when you guys are outside screaming and playing, hopefully Daddy won't hear you when I'm on my phone calls.
Cool. I'll go grab some more.
Time to cover up the conduit, schedule 40 with the electric line. I got 6 gauge wire running in there to the shed. By code, you have to put that red ribbon over it and then put a layer of sand over it. So I bought some sand. Has to be 18 inches down, at least here in Texas. And that black cable is an Ethernet cable running all the way up the side of the house into the attic, and then hits my router at the other end of the house. So I got about 200 feet running out to the shed so I can be able to work out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for sheetrock. Look at that. Woo! Wow, that's a lot of work. You wouldn't think it'd be that bad. It's just a lot of fibers. It's so hot. But we got it all in, and now got the electrician coming, and we're gonna finish hooking up all the electric and then put the sheetrock up. I can do vice versa, but I'm not ready. I need some help putting it on the ceiling, so. Here we go, we're going inside. Look what we finished today. Yesterday we hung the drywall on the ceiling, put 4 down LED lights with a ceiling fan blocked. Today, spent tonight just a couple hours cutting, little outlet cover down there. Everything fit perfect. And poor little Willow, what'd you do in there, baby? You touched inside there?
I got shot.
How did that feel?
Horrible.
Did you cry? I wish I would have had that on video for O-Team Family Adventure, because you would have wanted to watch that. She literally couldn't talk. She couldn't talk when she was done. She said she lost her hearing for a minute. I don't know. I guess that's possible. It was scary
Shot
for her.
like this much.
Poor baby.
You didn't feel it in your feet or anything?
We are putting up this wall board we got at Home Depot. 23 bucks a sheet, 4x8, and putting it on the ceiling. We saw a picture online. Eli, take a video. Here's what we're doing. Liquid nails, just the cheapest. Indoor is fine. And I bought some finishing nails that are brown. And you can't see the nail heads at all. Works great. Just put some glue on. Should be plenty. That's it. Okay, today's the day. I finished the ceiling. Let's turn the lights off. Bam. That is 4x8 sheets of literally wall panel. No texture, even though it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? And guess what? We're putting up this nickel gap shiplap wall panel. These are 4x8 sheets also. This is the only seam. I decided to lay it horizontal and not vertical. Just seemed to look a little better in pictures I looked at online. We'll put some trim, up top and probably down the edges. Obviously baseboard at the bottom, but I think it fit together pretty well. I've made it large on purpose on the side. I have to get a filter out of the side of that AC unit. And we're gonna do the whole inside. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're finished with the office completely. We added some lights around the top. There it is. We're happy with the location, by the way. Blocks with the neighbor on that side. Got our patio finished. We're gonna change the color a little bit. We had some old patio blocks we painted, leveled. Let's go inside and have a look at the final product. So the flooring, there's the wood paneling that we painted a gray color. The ceiling is actually wood paneling also. Some downlights from Amazon. Blocked it for a ceiling fan in case I want to put one in later. My desk over there. And a couch pulls out into a sofa sleeper. I got a full bed essentially. And I have the artwork right now hiding our air conditioner. There's that. That's really nice. There it is. We got our TV. I also have some cheap blinds from Amazon that are just paper. It's what I wanted for now. I really want to keep it open, but you can pull these down for privacy or to block the sun if I'm my calls and other things, but that's it. I know you guys can do it if you attempt this yourself. Leave comments if you have questions. I'll try to respond. Thanks for joining us on this episode of O-Team Family Adventures.